Do you think like a better name for a race car driver? Okay, dead set serious. Best name for a race car driver: Scott Speed or Taylor Swift?
I'm sorry, my facial expression is saying a whole lot right now that you can't hear on the tape. Taylor Swift?
If you knew nothing else about the singer, you said,
well, I would think it was a female.
This new guy out in North Carolina, man, he's quick in the turns.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift, holy cow.
I would think, why did his parents name him Taylor? That's the first thing I think. No male should be named Taylor.
Yeah, but you've met a Taylor, a guy named Taylor.
And he shouldn't be named Taylor.
And last name Swift? Come on, dude.
I see your point, and it's very valid. Yes.
Valid as heck.
I just have that stigma of no male should be named Taylor, or you shouldn't name.
But okay, but you have Scott Speed and Will Power.
Willpower, yeah.
Two racers or whatever. You go, okay, those are made up names and or whatever for the Cars cartoon. Those aren't real names.
Right.
But Taylor Swift, you could get away with that.
I think you could. Well, it's also, I think that's along the lines of Jimmy Johnson. It's just, does somebody really name their kid that on purpose, or do they do it for the nostalgia novelty of it?
Alliteration alone.
Right. Peekaboo Street, the skier.
Yeah, but that.
I mean, I'm just saying odd names for the people in their sports. Willpower is a great name for a race car driver. Scott Speed is a great name.
Willpower could be good for anything, though. I mean, it would be good for
yoga,
titan of industry, whatever.
Yeah,
a
yoga instructor.
Yeah, but okay.
But I agree. Taylor Swift. I'm trying to get past the whole stupid blonde thing of it. The idiot that it really has that name.
You shut your mouth.
I'm sorry.
Anyways,
you are the biggest. Yeah, Taylor Swift would be. I don't know. It has to be Tyler Swift. It can't be Taylor. I'm sorry.
Tyler?
Yeah.
All right, fine. Well,
Travis Swift.
We'll start a letter writing campaign to our congressman changing her name to Tyler Swift.
But okay, so then you put Swift on the big diesel trucks, the semi deliveries. Okay, they're not Swift.
You don't think about Taylor Swift when you're driving down the highway and that truck comes by?
No, sir.
I wonder if they're shipping all her sound equipment and lights in that truck. Wouldn't that be great if you had a contract with it? Anyway, I'm always fixing and flipping cars, and and you remember the old like Rob Report magazine?
Yes.
It's like I would buy Rob Report. I don't think it's out anymore.
I don't. If it is, it's digital.
Yeah, because I couldn't. Where it was always they'd have a magazine with that was on the grocery store newsstand. You pick up your car and driver and your hot rod magazine and
Auto Trader.
Yeah, Auto Trader and Four Wheel magazine before you had internet, and so you just pick up all those magazines because you're going to be stuck in the back of a car or on an airplane or whatever.
Well, they're great for restroom reading.
Yeah, for sure. And I still subscribe to magazines. Do you subscribe to any?
Yeah. I had a subscription while we were at Lincoln Tech, Kinnick Academy. I had subscriptions come into me there for the class.
Oh yeah, okay. Those magazines that were all sitting out on the table. Okay. Yeah. And my favorites. You had to get Car and Driver. Mm-hmm. Automobile magazine was the best back in the day. Of the writing.
And Motor Trend, yeah.
Motor Trend, sure. And then, but now Road and Track is probably my favorite now.
It is a good one, yeah.
Because the writing, they decided to go once every so often.
Yeah. It's a periodical instead of a monthly, right?
Yeah, and then they
excuse me,
up their photos and stuff and stories. So
for us less brainiac people.
Yeah, exactly. And then pictures. But
now I know what they're saying.
Yeah, but I wouldn't pick up a Rob Report every once in a while. But every time you do, it was like almost guilty pleasure because you look at it through this and it's like they're selling speedboats, offshore speedboats and stuff, and all these $1 million cars or whatever. And it was just kind of fun seeing these dealership ads for bazillion-dollar cars.
Yeah, it's dream buying is what you're doing.
Aspirational.
Yeah.
And so it's fun to look at them. But but yeah, nothing good to read or whatever. The articles were unrelatable about.
It was pure dreaming. Just like if you get like when there used to be super shops and they would send out their catalogs and all their performance parts,
And they'd have ads for but like in Rob Report would have ads for like dogs that you would train to guard dogs or whatever. Do you remember that?
No, I didn't. I don't remember seeing that.
It's like have advertisements for like some kind of dog training or breeding company that had like, pit bulls, Rottweilers, and German Shepherds.
To guard your new $1 million investment.
Yeah, guard your family at home and stuff. It was pretty cool. So they had a lot of stuff. I'm like going, oh, this is not relatable, but it's still cool.
Well, okay. Most of the time when I got those kinds of things in the Auto Trader and stuff, it was because I dreamed of purchasing those items that were listed in there. I could never actually.
Right, exactly. And I mean, I think it's one of those things where, everybody's eyes are too big for their head, big for their wallet.
Yeah.
Big for their head.
Same thing.
Yeah, like a snail, where their eyes are too big for their head and they're outside of their heads.
They're on stocks.
No, your eyes are too big for your head, for your wallet,
Or your stomach.
And like you were saying earlier that that people are getting their cars that they thought they could afford repossessed big time, and over again now.
Yeah,
Sucks.
I think that's a different scenario because the cost of living is going up more than the cost of wages.
Yeah, thanks, Obama. But yeah,
thanks, Bin Laden.
Thanks, Bin Laden.
But I've been following this guy. What's his name again? I just followed him and now it's already gone. Car Questions Answered on YouTube. He has a channel that goes over. He's a used car salesman in some town out east, and he puts together videos showing how cars are being repossessed at a record rate right now. In one of his videos, how there's not enough repo guys to get all the cars that are being repossessed because
maybe it'd be a good business to get into right now, but
right,
man, that'd be crazy. You
get shot at.
Stories get shot at just so that you can.
People driving off of your truck
because your whole thing is even if they know you're coming.
Yeah,
you're ruining their day.
No matter what, you ruin their life. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. And it's not like, I mean, like with police officers, yeah, they can ruin people's days, but also they rescue people, so you get a lot of good and a lot of bad. Repo guy, you're just ruining their day.
Nothing but bad. Nothing but bad.
Yeah.
Nothing but bad. Yeah. So the point was, the cost of cars, the cost of buying the car that's within your cost range, or the buying outside of your cost range. Is that what it is? So people are buying. Yeah, but some people are, they had the means to buy it 2 years ago, but their wages haven't gone up, but their rent's gone up by $1,000 or $1,500. Their insurance has gone up. Yeah. Everything else has gone up, but their wages. So now they're.
Oh, don't blame anybody for having a repossession. I mean, that could be any of us, and it's
yeah. There's some people legitimately struggling, and they'd rather have electricity than their car, which
is smart.
Which is a tough decision because you need your car to go earn money to make wages to pay for the electricity.
Right, but it all exactly. Yeah, how am I going to get to my job? To pay for this car? Exactly. So it's like things change. It's maybe not even a bad decision that you made. Like you go, and buying a $20,000 car
should be a safe bet.
Is generally a safe bet. Yeah, and getting it repossessed, it's like, okay, that's horrible. Things change and the floor gets pulled out from underneath.
Yeah, let's say you had unexpected bills. Let's say you had, a child come in unexpectedly, stuff like that. Anything could disrupt your budget, your monthly, yearly budget.
Yeah, but he's also, so he's looking at cars that are, people starting to look at, okay, because I've sold a lot of cars, horse trading cars and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
But like when, I know that I could sell a car for $5,000 in like a couple of days.
Right.
Versus $7,000, it takes me like 3 weeks to sell a car.
Just the $2,000 price range changes everything.
For sure.
Yeah.
And then
that's a signal that signals what our economy and what people are being able to afford, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So generally, not to get too consumer tip on our goofball podcast, but where our primary goal in life is to be silly.
We're being pretty serious right now.
But like, if you look at all the cars, it's like if you need the cash, you look at all the cars, all the comparables in your area. On Craigslist is good, Facebook Marketplace in your area. If you're trying to sell the same Ford Focus, then you gotta price it a little bit lower than everybody else
in your area. Yeah,
and don't be putting it at $5,000. Be putting it at $499 because it's that search thing of, because if you're putting it at $5,200 and you're thinking, oh, in my mind I'm going to get $5,000 for it, never price it at $5,200 because you won't get nearly half the hits.
You'll
because people go in that search for a car like that.
Oh, okay. The weird thing about that is people put a specific, I can only spend this much. Absolutely. I can only spend $5,000. Okay. So they put their search as maximum $5,000.
Right.
The last time I was searching for a vehicle like that, I had $5,000.
Yeah.
But I put $6,000 in.
Right.
Just to see, because a lot of times you could talk the person down from $5,500 to the $5,000.
For sure. Yeah. And I mean, if you're searching, then I say, put it up a higher.
Yeah.
But like when I'm searching for a car and it's like, there's no setting on the search bar. It's like, how much can I get for this amulet that's cursed? I need to get it up. I didn't dump it off to somebody else, or else I will live with the curse because I took my ill-gotten means and he's trying to teach me a lesson. It's cliche for a reason.
I'm not going to put a transmission in it. I'm just going to sell this cursed. Is that what's cursed? Is the vehicle you bought with a bad transmission?
No, I'm saying like that's the price thing. You put like from $3,000 to $5,000, or do you put? Can I put in a cursed amulet from the wizard?
I see. I'm being too literal. I'm sorry.
I got from Ill-Gotten Gains, and his cursed me. I won't read unless somebody else takes possession of it.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
You not run into this problem?
No, not to the extent you have. I don't think. No,
All right.
You do a lot more flipping than I do. So
it's gonna come up. Okay. Anyways,
moving on.
But like, what's a good 2 paycheck car? I mean, let's say you're making a fairly good amount of money. I think $5,000 isn't out of most people's means right now.
What? No.
What? No?
Maybe. I mean, okay. Are you talking
about a couple of paychecks, but maybe.
Are you talking about a 35-year-old who has a career, or are you talking about a 28-year-old who's?
I guess I'm talking about somebody who has $5,000.
Okay. Yeah, that's a little different. $5,000 is a lot different than $7,500 in buying a car. That's for sure. Having that $5,000 ceiling versus your $7,500 ceiling, yeah, that's a lot different.
Okay, well then competition right now. We both got our laptops, iPad up in front of us, and then and if we try and find a car for $5,000 right now, and then we'll go up to certain budgets a little bit higher.
Increase it from 5,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because $5,000, and I'm not saying that like it doesn't have to be practical, but it ain't gonna be this 2004 Subaru Forester that either. Because Foresters out in Colorado are so precious. People think that they're worth everything. And I just had a whole day of "I told you so," a big old justification day, I guess, because had a guy my dad works with.
I told you so. I can't wait to hear this.
A really cool guy that my dad works with. He's like, hey, can you go check out this car? Because the mechanic just said that it's the engine's gone. And I said, yeah, sure, I'd love to. He said, well, I'll pay you go down there. I go, no problem, but because I love doing this. And I'm like, oh, this will be great for the podcast because it's a Super Forester. And guess what happened?
The head gaskets.
Just as likely, the piston rings had tons of blow by.
Oh no!
And it sucked for her, but I was like, oh, dang it! Because I kind of knew already that the mechanic was right, and he says, we just put in money into this thing, and it's dying. And he said, oh, they put he said he did engine work, and that's all I knew about. He said we did $2,800 worth of engine work, and I got down there, and the mechanics explained to me, because I went through all the things, because I could talk the jargon or whatever.
Right.
Translate. Doing it. Is this going to be?
Because I know the lingo.
Good or bad? And I go, well, first off, Subaru Forester. Okay, so everything sucks. Because this is like dangling. It's just like dangling a little light in front of the anglerfish's mouth for people, because they go, ooh, it's pretty. Ooh, this works. This I don't have to get a big SUV that's clunky. I can park this easy. It does everything.
Because mileage, it's got 4-wheel drive, blah, blah, blah.
And then you come up, you deep sea little fish seeing this only light in the bottom of the ocean, and then you nip at it, and these giant claws of head gaskets and
CVTs
and cylinder scoring comes latching onto your head and rips you apart. And it's over and over again.
Such a metaphor. Jeez.
Off the top of my head right now, but that little 2.5 4-cylinder or whatever, and it was struggling, but it turned out that the catalytic converter had been replaced because it had blown out the side. I go, okay.
Wow.
That had happened 4,000 miles ago.
So that did a lot of damage before it blew out.
It did. And that was probably, the rings were already going.
Yeah.
Because he was upset with the mechanic, obviously, because he's like, I just spent $2,800 on this, and now you want another
$5,000 for the motor, yeah.
For an engine. And he goes, and then I go, okay. He says the little cat was clogged, and it popped out the side. And I go, and you guys just replaced the cat and sent it on its way for $2,800.
Well, the cat was probably $900.
$1,600 out here.
Oh, okay. I mean, thanks to the California laws now. Yeah.
And
fucking California laws are screwing up the emissions.
Yeah, I don't know.
But $1,600 for the cat, and $800 in labor to install it.
He might have done something else. I don't know.
I would hope so.
And then, but that was the total bill. But I didn't know what the whole bill was. I didn't see the receipts. But yeah. So the rings were
compromised.
Obviously, are already letting a lot of oil go by, and then it was starting to go into the cat, bake up the cat, and then clog and clog and clog.
Which will bake the bottom of your motor also.
And then all that back pressure going in there too, that now the rings and
because all the blow by
are now fighting against, and it's pushing exhaust out through a little straw instead of the whole cat, because it all got clogged up, and then. So yeah, they just died, and he goes, yeah.
Okay, but that's not a Subaru quality problem.
Well,
any car is going to do that when you clog a cat. You can't say it's because it's a shitty Subaru. Your argument is not valid there.
I will fight you to the death right now live on the podcast, because this.
You could do that to the best forward.
Text somebody to stop the podcast and post this before, because we'll both be dead.
No vehicle will ever survive that.
But
whether it's a Subaru, or Toyota, or a Honda.
No, but the rings dying in this flat four, and they haven't figured out the technology. Somehow Porsche's figured out that they
can run with clog cats.
So they can run a flat 4 or flat 6
with clog cats.
Not clog cats, but that's too much C words. But that it would have oil blow by going into the cat. It's at the beginning,
Oh yeah, I got it.
So
Porsche solved the blow by, whereas Subaru just let it collect in the cat.
Just don't break as often because they're better.
I've never had the history that you have with Subaru.
I just have. Maybe it's just because I know. Most of the people I know have a Subaru now. It seems like.
Same here, brother. We have the same amount of people having Subarus, and it's just the weirdness that all of the people have bad luck, and all the people I know have good luck. Okay. It's just wacky how it's such a small world, and it's completely two different Subaru worlds.
Maybe I'm looking for it or whatever, but
that could be. But I don't think I don't think you are, honestly. I think it's just showing up for you in abundance for whatever reason, where it doesn't show up for me. What has showed up for me is the failures of Nissans, and that's why I'm like, you either get a good Nissan or you get a bad Nissan.
Yeah,
it's 50-50.
Okay.
So in my automotive history, it's Nissan that's the one that let you down. It's the Nissan that is the one that could leave you stranded. Never the Subaru, never the Honda,
So okay.
never the Toyota.
So back to my original point of
Oh yeah, $5,000 car. Sorry.
no, I agree that like yeah, maybe it's one of those things where it's like I hate to just make. I honestly hate making generalizations. That's all I do. That's half my personality. But like, if I had $5,000, I would not buy a Subaru.
It would be the last thing on your list, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The first thing that comes up on my list in Marketplace when I put in $5,000, I put in actually $6,000.
Okay.
So I could shop for the $5,000 car, right?
Okay.
And the first thing is, just guess. What do we always recommend?
Oh, a Toyota RAV4.
Right there, $3,300, 2000 RAV4, 4-door, 4-wheel drive.
And maybe that's why it is why that makes me so frustrated, because it's like I could get a RAV4 for the same price as a Forester.
Yes.
Because the first thing that popped up on my Craigslist was
I'd rather have the RAV4 myself.
I know, Forester for $4,500,
and it
has 150,000 miles.
And then 4 lines, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 vehicles away is the Forerunner. So, excuse me, Sugar and I always have the running joke of, yeah, my buddy called me up. He's going to get a car for his daughter. What would you recommend? And the first thing that comes out of our mouth almost always is a RAV4 or a Honda.
Yeah.
If
I know nothing about that person at all.
Yeah.
Then I go, what vehicle does a lot of things that suits a lot of people
and is very reliable. So that's a hard vehicle to find, right? Yeah. So, a RAV4 is a good one to cover that. A Camry, a good Honda, whether it be an Accord or a Civic.
Sure.
CRVs are okay, stuff like that. I mean, further down, sure, there's a $3,500 Mini Cooper 2-door hatchback, but I'm not sure that's going to be.
Okay, but for your own selfish purchasing, enthusiast purchasing, and you got $5,000, what are you going to buy?
Okay, so the interesting thing is my daughter and her soon-to-be fiance are shopping in that market range, right? $5,000. Oh, Crown Vic, yes.
I just found a beautiful Crown Vic.
I would absolutely buy that.
With police
interceptor. But I was forwarding them Highlanders.
Okay.
RAV4s.
Yeah.
CRVs.
That Lexus RX 300. If you want to be fancy.
Yeah. It's a fancy Toyota, but it's got all-wheel drive. It's got
the same thing.
What I was thinking was, she has a Toyota Corolla, which is
RX 330.
For how much? 2004?
Oh, 224,000 miles, but
$49.95.
Yeah, it's only got 600,000 miles left.
But a Toyota or a Honda with 200,000 miles is okay these days.
Yeah, and if you could do the Lexus, I would do the Lexus, because there's a chance that you might get a little bit.
But what I was saying was, she has a Corolla, and they're looking to put the second vehicle in the stable, right? So I was recommending something that was all-wheel, 4-wheel drive, like a RAV4, like a CRV, like something like that. And I'll even recommend Subarus to her, because I'm not a Subaru hater.
Oh my gosh, you don't want her. That's why you say, okay, yeah. You're being flippant, and you got to work on yourself, man. I don't know. I recommend cars to friends, and then they buy Subarus anyway.
Right.
So whatever.
Well, because it's not a bad car, brother. It's not a bad car.
Okay. Well, then here's one. Not practical reasons, not for people that we know or whatever.
Look at that.
But
you know what that is?
Oh, it's a Ford F-250. Oh, hand crank windows.
Oh, look at that.
Red on the outside.
No.
Red on the inside. Gray on the inside.
Gray on the outside. Utility box with a ladder rack. 2-wheel drive. 4450.
Okay. That's nice.
That's not what you buy, though. That's not. That's exactly the opposite.
Of 1994, I just found something. $5,000. 1994.
C5?
Chevrolet.
Is that a C5?
C4.
Oh.
Corvette.
Gross.
Dude, come on, man.
Those are, okay, from what I've heard, those are some of the nicest driving, most comfortable cars to put 100, 200,000 miles on.
It's sporty as heck, dude.
And they're groovy. They just drive nice.
It's automatic, and I could carry my golf clubs in the back once I start golfing. certainly carry my lawn chairs and a sign that I made with a bunch of pictures of the car, so I could put it up at the car show.
Here we go,
And
Subaru
sit out in front
Forester.
and say, "Hey, you got any questions about my Corvette?" As people walk by slowly,
Nobody
and
questions.
try to avoid eye contact with me.
Okay.
And you go, "Well," and I go, "Well, nice shirt." And, is what you'll hear a lot because you have the Corvettes all over your button-up shirt.
And your hat.
Yeah, and you're like, "Well, mine's not quite like this one here, but mine's a '94."
Let me explain the
That one's a
difference
90. Let me explain the difference to you.
between the one that's pictured on my
You
T-shirt.
want to talk about Crossfire?
Crossfire injection? There's not much to talk about because it wasn't that nice, but we could talk about
I
it.
guess I've solved the problem, though. I've solved the problem.
Yeah, I put tune port on.
I put a little, you encase it in wax. You're good. It's going to be fine.
So right here, $4,250 for a 2006 Infiniti G35X, which is all-wheel drive.
G35X. What's that?
It's the
Oh yeah, dude.
those cars scoot too.
It's like 300 horsepower. Those things.
Yeah,
They're fantastic.
they are great cars.
I got my uncle to get one of those, to buy one of those. We went to test drive one.
My aunt has one right now, currently.
Yeah, and he came from Toyota trucks and Maximas and stuff like
Right.
that. And,
Well, here's the Sentra.
yeah, but holy cow! Is the Sentra of the same budget? That's cheap.
It's $3,200, but
Yeah, okay.
it only has 70,000 miles on it, and it's a 2004.
That wouldn't be bad either.
That's
That'd
a
be
great car right there.
relatively sporty.
That right there, the fact that it's 20 years old and has 70,000 miles on it, it's a Nissan that shows that it's not going to be one that breaks down all the time.
Really?
Yeah, because Nissans, if they're 20 years old, they don't break down.
Okay.
The Nissans that break down all the time are in the junkyard
Okay.
after 5 or 6 years.
I get you. Okay. Because I've had great luck with the VQ engine? Is that what they call it?
I have
VQ?
no idea.
The 3.5 liter V6. I know that.
I stopped paying attention when everything went to the 5ZRE. Why can't it just be a 427 big block, a 327 small block? Why can't it just be
I
fucking?
get everything out of a 427.
Why can't we just have displacements on it? On everything?
Geo Metro, great gas mileage, man. Oh yeah, 427 big block. It's required now by law.
I'm just okay. They would say there's 1600 cc's or whatever. It's a 1.6 liter. Okay, that's fine. I can get on board with those things too.
Like Honda does the,
Yeah.
K20 is a 2 liter. Okay, great.
I don't know K20 is a 2 liter. Why can't you just say it's a 2 liter? Why does it have to be a 3RZ FE? Why does it have to be a 5V SE?
Nobody from Mercedes listened to this podcast.
No Toyota guys listen to this
Call in
podcast.
with your 6.2 liter V8s with your 6.3 badges on the back, and how none of the nomenclature numbers on the back of your cars mean anything anymore.
All right.
Okay, I'm still saying that I'm winning with this Corvette, a '94 Corvette. Only known issues are a heater core leak,
Oh God.
passenger window regulator needs replacing, weather stripping is worn out, digital fuel gauge doesn't read correctly, analog temp, oil temp doesn't work, valve covers are leaking, may catch fire at any time, causes divorces, and nobody digs you anymore, and you're a nerd. Other than that,
No issues.
this is a bitchin' car, dude. I remember sitting in the car room as a kid.
I couldn't agree
And
less.
brand new Corvettes and stuff like that, and down at Burt Chevrolet, and I loved that car, man. Oh, and you shut the door, and all of a sudden, everything got quiet, and
Even though it's a convertible, it still got quiet. Okay, so
it's a removable target top, dude.
the $4,300 2008
Do
Corolla,
so much with this thing.
200,000 miles, a 2001 Forerunner for $5,500.
You pragmatic jerk. Nobody cares about this.
Okay, Mercury Mariner, $30,000. Those are vehicles that I would consider.
Ford Rangers, dude.
Fuck yeah, fucking Ford Ranger.
Oh.
Oh, an international travel.
With a vintage style camper. Oh my gosh.
It is a vintage
That
camper.
looks like it's been at the bottom of the ocean, but still.
Does it have the 8224 winch on the front? Is that what I saw? Yes, it is.
We're gonna have to leave.
8274,
We're gonna have to leave right now and get this thing.
Yeah.
There is
just for the winch.
okay in the Denver area, Montrose, Colorado, right now. There's a $3,200 '64 International Farm Pickup Truck is his title. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous.
He's selling it for the farmer next door, just helping out. He has a title in hand.
It's got
It's got the V8 and everything.
it's got a little patina,
Just one flat
but
tire.
it's not like wrecked in.
Dude, that winch is worth the price of that.
Oh, okay. That's a score, but that's 3,200. That's not even at my budget. I put the lowest was 3,000 on this.
How about a $3,000 67 Volvo?
Dude, I think I might do this. I might buy the $3,200 International and use the other $1,800 in just Lucas Oil to get this thing running.
There you go. I like that.
Okay. Oh, Volvo Amazon. Volvo 122 from 67.
Dude, that thing is sick.
And I've seen LS swaps
Yeah.
stuff with those 67 Volvo. I kind of do dig those things. They're just a little bit weird. And
It has an overdrive too.
they look like a 55 Chrysler 300 from,
They do.
if you squint your eyes.
It looks
from
like a
distance,
mini version of it.
Which is, that Chrysler is one of my favorite all-time, top 5 cars all-time. Okay,
That thing is great.
let's increase the budget. Let's say you're done with your repossessions, you got your credit fixed, you're ready to go, and you can finance something.
What are you going to finance? What's your price range then?
What do you think? 25,000?
20 to 25?
You want to go 30? Let's say 30,000.
Let's do 30 just to see what
We'll do 30,000, and we'll put our bottom at. So let's put it in a range of
20 to 30?
No, not 20 to 30. That's too big of a gap. Like 27 to 30. Narrow it down, okay?
Okay.
700 lower and max at 30. Now, for some reason, all the searches got more boring, didn't they?
Well, no, because, yeah. In some ways, yes. In some ways, no, because the first thing that comes up for me is nothing but Tacomas. So,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm buying a Tacoma at that point. But you can
Tesla
also,
Model 3. God.
but an Audi SQ5, come on,
Oh, no.
for 30,000.
Greg, we have to go find this.
It's right-hand drive.
Turbo diesel Land Cruiser.
That's been imported.
140,000. I wonder if that's kilometers. But yeah, an imported. So it's what's this generation called?
I have no clue.
HDJ 101.
The fact that it's right-hand drive is worth it.
Have you driven left-hand drive cars?
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, right? But you get used to it pretty quick.
I was going to convert all my XJs into right-hand drive.
Convert them?
Yeah, because you can order all the stuff.
What's the reason? Why would you convert them? Because
it's hard to find one that's already.
some privatized mailman.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you find an old mail carrier vehicle, it's usually got.
Part of a diet that you're doing, so you don't go through as many drive-throughs. But when it would be difficult driving with a stick though, with a left-hand or right-hand drive car. I think that if the pedals weren't normal, how they are,
Set up correctly,
then
quote unquote.
then it would be impossible. But
If the gas was the clutch and the clutch was the gas.
yeah, exactly. But I do tend to drive with both feet when I have it automatic.
Sir.
There's no problem with this.
Yes, there's a big problem. It's a safety
If you're
thing.
a skilled, masterful driver,
Mm-hmm.
then you'll be fine.
Until there's a shit show scenario where you have to panic and perhaps you're
Perhaps.
okay.
How about never?
You never panic. You always know what to do.
When's the only time you've ever seen me panic ever?
I've never seen you panic.
Exactly. Because it's never happened.
In the 48 years we've known each other, I've never.
500 years we've known each other. Thanks to this.
Well, there's some people that like in some scenarios, if you have your right foot on the gas, your left foot on the brake, and something happens, both feet go straight to the floorboard with pedals underneath them, which means you're mashing the gas, you're mashing the brake, and it's stopping and going as hard as possible. And then there's the people that you're behind. You could tell they're driving with their left foot on the brake because their brake light never shuts off.
Okay.
And then you can smell stinky burning brakes because they're riding their brakes.
And you and I probably haven't driven a lot of mostly modern vehicles past Europe.
2005.
Yeah, I know, right? Practically, it seems like. Gosh, but
My newest vehicle's an 03.
But yeah, we're now, because of Audi's unintended acceleration stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like most Audis, you can't brake stand, or
Do a power brake or whatever.
So you can't launch it from the light anymore.
Right.
They do have some cars now, or some of the Audis. I think you can, some you can't. But once you hit the brake and the accelerator at the same time, the throttle cuts off. You have no throttle at all.
There's a bypass, huh?
Because it's fly-by-wire on gas pedal.
Yeah, they're all electrical throttles.
So once the brake switch is hit, then it turns off. So that kind of car left braking doesn't work.
Kind of like your neutral safety switch, how it speeds up the idle.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Between gears, it's supposed to speed up the idle.
Because you put it in neutral and then you're shifting gears. You don't want the RPMs to drop in the gear shift. So Ford was smart enough to make it so your idle doesn't drop in gear shifts.
Yeah, in between gear shifts. Which
thanks to the neutral safety switch.
And it takes away some of my control.
Mm-hmm.
And I've since disconnected and hotwired.
I bypassed that bastard.
So I don't have that issue anymore.
So that's along the same lines of you could drive with your left foot on the brake the whole time because the car knows better now.
Yeah. But
does that make it safe still? Does that make it safe because of the car?
It's designing around it's engineering around
a human flaw,
complacency while you're driving.
I see.
And that's the whole reason why we're having self-driving cars, is because we can't stop.
Because humans suck.
Phones or
having breakfast and chatting.
Yeah, which is probably a good design, honestly, because it's like, okay,
for some people,
if the populace is more interested in playing with their phones than driving, then let's design a car that allows you to play with your phone instead of just putting out all these things and all these laws about you. Colorado just is being a law about the same California stuff about you not texting and driving or touching your phone, basically.
Yeah, they can't even be hands-free anymore. It has to be you're off your phone while you're driving, which is logical. But there shouldn't be a law to make people do that, because people should just know to do that. Come on.
Yeah, and the libertarian part of me says, let people ride without helmets on motorcycles. Let them drive without seatbelts. Let them do all that stuff. Because
it's a choice at that point.
Yeah.
But then those people also, well, I wasn't wearing my seatbelt. I had insurance, so insurance should pay for it. Since I had insurance, so I'm not responsible still, even though
I guess so.
even though I wasn't wearing my seatbelt and I chose not to. I'm not responsible for me. Somebody else is.
Well, I mean, okay,
there's those few humans that will do that. I'm just saying.
Where's the argument then? Like when you go, let's say you're driving a motorcycle, who does it hurt if you don't wear a helmet, other than yourself? What?
You hurt yourself mostly, yes. But if you punch right into the driver's door of somebody's car, you're hurting them too.
I know, but I could punch you through their door maybe a little bit deeper if I had a harder helmet on.
Right, you could. You could probably get more depth than that.
I understand it's more work for the EMTs to find your head and identify your dental records because it's not contained in the helmet.
Because it's contained.
I would wear a helmet, and I have every time I ride a motorcycle. But I'm just saying that I think that's up to you. And seatbelts. I don't know. Maybe it's just because it has statistically saved so many lives that it's like a absolute.
It's a common sense thing. Yeah,
you should be doing it, but I don't know if that's a law thing. Like, why aren't cars not? Why are you still allowed to turn your car on? Run the engine when your seatbelt's not plugged in. There's got to be a reason why that hasn't been enacted, Well,
that's
the law stating that we have to have reverse cameras and everything. So why
is there?
Yeah, you can't get a brand new car without a reverse camera.
Why?
Not in America.
What's the logic in that?
Because
Tell me.
Keep running over kids and bicycles.
Who's running over?
Me and you.
I never.
I
The time I hit the kid on the bike, he was in front of me. He wasn't behind me.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's the kid's fault.
And he crossed the intersection when I had a green light.
He should have a reverse camera on his bicycle. But
That's a horn.
Yeah, I did buy a reverse camera for my truck. I am going to put it in that old 94.
But that's for off-roading.
Yeah, and all sorts of things.
So you can look at the obstacles you just went over.
But yeah, when you have a bunch of junk in the truck bed or whatever,
In the trunk?
it ain't bad. Junk in your trunk.
That's a song,
It ain't
isn't
bad
it?
having a
Backup camera.
It's useful. And
So if you see if the tailgate falls down or something, I'm confused. What is the...
this new one.
I'm confused what the backup camera does for stuff in the trunk.
Because if the stuff in the trunk is obscuring.
Oh, obstructing your view. I see.
Is the word.
Like I have the gas can in my truck out my back window.
Then it's nice to have a backup camera, for sure. I have no problem with that, but if it's required by law. Is my
I see. Okay,
that
my bad.
New manufacturers put a backup camera in cars because they thought it was a safety thing. So
Okay.
I just don't, and I'm surprised in that same line of thinking.
Okay.
That maybe somebody could correct me on why this is not a designed thing that you don't have to put in your seatbelt.
To buckle it in order to start the car. I think that goes to along the lines of you're not free at that person. You're not a self-deciding human being at that point. If you're having to do what the law says in order to drive that car. Now then we have to do what the law says to drive the car, and having insurance and having a license and having a registration. We have to do what the law
that's
says.
a freedom thing, but
I'm guessing, speculating.
yeah, because does it
Who would actually want to
drive without a seatbelt?
I do all the time.
Yeah, it's like.
But I mean, who would want that rule?
Well,
I can't start my car unless my seatbelt's on.
Anybody?
I think that's a matter of perspective. Yeah.
I mean, it seems like it's natural for me to put on a seatbelt. I feel weird driving without a seatbelt on, even at 3 miles an hour. I don't know.
And I'm the opposite. I feel weird driving with one on.
And I get it, working at the old dealership or whatever as a car wash or a porter.
As a lot tech, yeah.
Yeah, lot tech that you would.
You don't even close the door half the time. Yeah.
Another, back and forth. Okay, fine. And also we would have some customers that would want to buy just the buckle and put it in there. Yeah, or they would get it from a junkyard or whatever and they would buckle it up so that it stopped alarms and stuff.
House keys work too.
House keys, yeah. So it's so it would latch in and then you could drive without a seatbelt. But it's going, at that point, all that effort, just put the seatbelt on after a little bit.
Well, what I would normally do is put the seatbelt on. Not without me in the seat. Just buckle up the seatbelt. Yeah, and sit on top of it.
I gotcha, but not our advice to do so.
No.
I'm just wondering.
We do not recommend doing that.
For the design of a vehicle.
Wear your seatbelt always.
GM, I think, did this for a little bit. For some very few cars.
Yeah,
though,
yeah.
And then people hated it for some reason back
Because GM came out with airbags in 73.
73.
In 1973, they were having airbags in Caprices and Impalas.
Yeah.
But they couldn't do it on a cost-effective way, so they went away.
Did
And
they actually make it to the public to buy
a few cars did. A few cars did, and then they all got recalled and smashed.
The Mercedes on the E class was the first production vehicle that really had airbags in it.
Right, but so along those lines, that just makes me think: if they're really concerned about our safety like that, then why don't they do like Volvo did in 62 or 63 whenever they came out with the 3-point seatbelt? They didn't patent it.
Oh, and just gave it away to everybody.
Yeah, anybody can use this because it's going to make society safer for every single human being on the road.
Yeah, but I'm going to make money off of this stuff.
There's no reason to make money because we're going to make money in the cars
Life and
itself.
death, even more money.
Right.
It's fine.
Right. The more lives, they're going to buy more cars.
I understand that stuff, but it's
So the I don't know, man. The new safety things are almost because some people are stupid and lazy.
Okay, well then is there a single use case then for that you could justify if you were a car manufacturer that somebody would need to drive the car without a seatbelt?
like shuttle people, the people at the airport, the people in the parking lots, the guys that like the vehicle that lives
a commercial vehicle, whatever. It could be under different rules,
right?
But like, yeah, your normal Honda.
Okay, there's facilities though that are, excuse me, hundreds of acres big, like 1 million square foot building.
Okay.
Some of those vehicles are there just to go from this side of the building to that side of the building, and they'll get 70,000 miles just inside that lot.
Okay, that's extreme. Extreme case that's not what I'm.
Okay, I'm missing the point. Okay.
Well, no, but even then, you're still not. It's still not a big problem to buckle a seatbelt and go from one side of the building to the other. I mean, if you're hopping in and out of the vehicle,
how dangerous is that though? Why do you need a fucking seatbelt?
Dangerous to wear a seatbelt?
To go from one side of the building to the other? Why do you need your seatbelt if you're going 10, 15 miles an hour in 2 miles?
Well, yeah. Why do you?
What the hell is going to happen
to do that?
What the hell's going to happen that you need a seatbelt? Segway.
So, roller skates. But yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm being too confrontational. I'm sorry.
I mean, no, trust me, I love being argumentative. The argument. That's the only reason we have a podcast. And so I'm enjoying every second of it. But like, I just can't see a single use case for that you would
not wear your seatbelt. Okay.
Would not have the vehicle in motion with the seatbelt, with no seatbelt. So. Other than just it makes me uncomfortable,
Yeah, I got you.
So, and because way more often your life is saved rather than being it's safer to be thrown from the vehicle in the 1920s race car driver kind of a
right?
mentality.
Yeah.
So
it's never safer to be thrown from the vehicle.
Exactly.
I mean, there has been like the one or two circumstances in 1,000 where luckily that person was thrown from the vehicle because it became a potato chip later.
And for those scenarios, I go to church every Sunday and ask Jesus to save me. So that covers it. Moving on to our $30,000 budget.
That is a very specific scenario that doesn't apply here.
Okay, have you found anything good in the $27,000 to $30,000? Because I was thinking this is going to take me more time. And
no, I found the newest version. Excuse me, I found the 2020 version of the Infinity.
Oh,
it's now a Q50. Yeah. Which is all-wheel drive, but it's 28,800, and that thing only has 40,000 miles on it. So
that's bang for your buck. That's a pretty amazing car.
Our 4-year-old car with only 40,000 miles on it.
It's the G50. I'm sorry.
Yeah, G50.
And is that all-wheel drive?
Yeah, I believe that one is all-wheel drive also.
Yeah, automatic. It's still a sexy car,
and it's twin turboed and all that stuff.
I mean, yeah, because I remember a friend was
camera.
Helping him shop this car versus a Subaru Outback, and he says, well, that one will be it'll cost me more in gas for the Infinity.
No,
the Subaru. And I go, and I pulled up the specs. And I go,
right,
within a mile per gallon, practically.
Yeah. And it's also as heavy as your foot is too, in my mind.
Goes, yeah, it's a 2.54 versus this, 6 or V8. I got the 71 Buick Riviera with the boat tail.
Look at that thing; it's so delicious.
Oh, and it's like puffy, tucked in rear seats.
The big tuck and rolls, yes.
What do they call it? Tough with a button, the upholstery inside.
Yeah,
that car. That car is so great,
and it's front wheel drive. I will never understand why.
Is it front drive?
I believe this one is.
That's like a Tornado chassis.
Yeah.
No, is it? No. That's a rear drive car.
I could be mistaken, but the Rivies went front wheel drive at one point, like the Tornadoes.
Yeah, well, sure, but I mean, I don't think the 71 is.
Somebody tell us.
We could almost if we had internet. You look that up while I dazzle you with this $30,000 Smokey and the Bandit specs Trans Am.
But it's got the wrong front end. It's a different year.
No, there was Smokey and the Bandit too.
That was the second movie.
There was I'm still filling this with Coors and driving across the Mason-Dixon. Look at this thing. Come on, he's got the gold wire wheels. It's black on on black interior with the gold striping and the gold screaming chicken on the hood.
Yeah, but that's not what you're going to finance for $30,000 and
Oh yeah,
as
you
your
can't
practical
finance it.
car.
Okay, that was stupid rules, but who cares? Man? There's creative financing out there.
Okay, so what about okay?
It's only 67,000 miles. Lots of work done. Have to see it in person. New paint, tires, and interior redone.
Excuse me.
I'm asking $30,000, or I get to kiss your cousin.
Okay, so which cousin? I've got dozens.
I don't know. It's just in the ad. It's so gorgeous, dude.
I want to call that.
These are kind of slow, but but they're still.
Yeah, it's a
79. So
it's a 455 big block with 107 horsepower.
Turbo also.
No,
remember they had like a 6.6 turbo.
They had a 6.6, but I don't think they had a turbo.
It was still slow.
Yeah, because it only had 108 horsepower, 106 horsepower.
Yeah, but
it was less than 110, but it was more than 100.
I think this is a turbo 6.6 or it's a TA 6.6. It's got a shaker hood,
That's still okay. Anyway, back to the $30,000 price range. I unwillingly did some research.
Yeah.
For this podcast, didn't know it.
How dare you? Because just by nature, we're cruising Craigslist for things we can't afford or
and other things.
And dates.
So like I said earlier, car questions answered guy.
Yeah.
He's a used car dealership. He's an independent mom and pop style guy, right? And the area that he's in, he accommodates the market by having the vehicles in the price range that the people around him can afford.
Yeah.
Did I say that right? Yeah,
meaning that you find the need first instead of buying cars that we think are cool and pretty. And
that will sell. I'm
going to get a Corvair dealership. It's going to be sweet because I love Corvairs, and like your market is 4 other guys 3 states away. But
so his point is that
you went to the neighborhood, found the cars that people are buying and owning.
And he's pricing them in that range so people can afford it. And of course, that means he can sell more and stay in business, but he's also helping the community by giving them priced right vehicles, right?
That's smart. Yeah.
He went from having a lot that had $7,500 to $15,000 cars to having a lot that has $3,500 to $9,500 cars.
Yeah, and as much as I probably don't dig it, I probably would do better by just buying and selling Subarus. I just wouldn't have. I just wouldn't buy the.
You would have no love for it because you hate every car that you bought and sold.
Yeah, it's like, sure, give me $4,000. I don't care, man. If it's a loss, just get it out of my driveway. I don't have to see it.
My point is, though, as I'm looking through this list of vehicles for sale, I'm seeing a brand new Ford Maverick.
Okay.
2024, 350,000 miles on it for $29,000.
4-door pickup truck. It wasn't. Gosh, you get a base model 2-wheel drive for that much, brand new. But
and then there's
how much is that? Well, what year was that? It's like a 20.
It's a 2024 with 350,000 miles on it. This
350,000.
350 miles.
Oh, miles. Okay, yes.
This 2024 Hyundai Kona.
Okay.
$29,000. It has 300 miles on it. So, would you go get a used one, or would you go get a new one?
I would buy
with the warranty and everything like that, right?
Cars that I would buy brand new over used or slightly used.
Okay.
Toyota 4Runners. Toyota Tacomas. Jeep Wranglers. Because they almost go up in value after you purchase them.
Okay.
Brand new Broncos.
Yeah, but the new Wranglers are 55 and 65 now.
Yeah, but if you get like something in the $40,000 range, you can sell them the next day for the same price you bought it for.
That's what I'm saying, though, bro. None of them are $40,000 off the lot anymore.
Okay, sure.
Nothing is $40,000 on the lot anymore.
But it's so funny because it's like Wranglers like almost increased in value when you put on aftermarket parts and lifted them, which is so funny. It's like, so it was a wash after you spend another $5,000 on.
Yeah, you get your money back plus
tires and suspension.
You made money on it.
Yeah, like versus the old adage and stuff that my dad would warn me about, like, oh, never, all these aftermarket parts, you're just throwing that money away. I go, yeah, but
and
supercharger makes a whistle sound. It's worth the money.
That sound is worth $5,000 alone.
Valuing your car. I was like, I know, but come on.
And the old day of when you drove it off the lot, it dropped $10,000 immediately.
Yeah, exactly.
Versus the Tacoma that just went up in value because you put wheels and tires on it.
Yeah.
Oh, an Excursion. Now then, an Excursion, if it has this diesel and it has the Dana 60 front and rear.
I found that for $28,000. This has
28,000.
107,000 miles on it.
What year?
It's a 2003 Excursion diesel.
Fuck that.
It's got 35s on it with the ugliest wheels, but
Yeah, the ugliest wheels.
Diablo 85 horsepower tune. So maybe a little weekend, but that's a great truck.
They are great trucks, but not for $30,000. And that has too much lift and tiny tires on it.
100,000 miles.
He missed leg day.
Okay.
It looks like he missed leg day for 2 years straight. Come on, dude.
It does look. This thing is lifted with 7-inch lift and has these. They look relatively itty bitty, even though they're 35s.
Why would you put a 7-inch lift on a vehicle like that anyway? Where are you going to off-road that?
At the arena over other
Tough truck
trucks
competition.
competing against Gravedigger.
It's impractical.
Yeah. What was the other car that you said? Hyundai Kona. Okay.
Yeah, and it's got 300,000 miles and it's 29,000.
300 miles, not 300,000.
Yeah, it's a 2024. How could I have 300,000 miles on it?
That's why I corrected you.
Did I say
I
300,000?
think so.
Oh, okay.
We'll look at the tape.
But then next to it is a 2012 Tacoma for 27,000. Now the question is, which one are you gonna get the Hyundai with the warranty?
They're
or are you
both
gonna?
5-seaters, right?
Yeah,
So
it's a 4-door Tacoma. So yeah,
I don't know why you do that. The Hyundais are great when they're 3 years old. You know, the value. And okay, going back to our last podcast where we started ragging on the Shelby guy, I did feel bad listening to it, but
I didn't.
dear listener, you have to realize that for Greg and I, seeing that guy come out and talk about electric Hyundais at the Shelby Museum,
After he was just spewing so much
history, racing,
Ken
facts,
Miles,
and
George Lucas.
yeah, like he was a priest or something.
Yes.
About this stuff. And then
He comes out and he's the exorcist.
it was like Greg and I going through Disneyland, hopped up on cotton candy.
Oh, goodness.
And then we see Mickey Mouse, we hug him, and then
He takes his head off.
He takes his head off, and we see some teenager doing a smoke break, and the magic is gone. It was that kind of reaction, and that's why there was so much hate in the last podcast. It was like, oh no.
Oh, Mickey, put your head on.
No, I didn't see this. How did I get the magic back?
I can't unsee it.
Mickey. Yeah, exactly. So it was like that kind of a feeling that happened, and it was pretty bad.
So honestly, I think I would So right here, 2015 Mercedes-Benz S-Class S550 4-door sedan for $29,700. I'm gonna choose something like that because I'm not very
When that
responsible.
car used to be $150,000, and like, that car. Those are amazing to drive. You know,
You're just floating down the road at 85, not even knowing it.
yeah, no sensation of speed. It's just quick.
Yeah.
And they're just built well, and they're amazing. But
How about a 2006 Cayman?
geez, yeah,
For 29?
when you're hitting 30, like you could probably get some of the stuff. First year of the Riviera, 63 Buick Riviera, 28,000 here locally in Wheat Ridge, Colorado, on Craigslist.
We need to find that house.
Rear drive for sure, but this is it's an amazing car. Silver has that's a gorgeous car. Then you don't lose money on these things.
No. Okay, but if you're purchasing a vehicle like that, it's an investment, not a commuter.
Okay, but let's say it was a commuter,
Well,
and like
absolutely. I would commute that.
Wildcat 445 V8,
With the 4-barrel carburetor, you're getting about 8 to 10 miles to the gallon on that bad boy.
445, not 445. It's an amazing car, and it's gorgeous. And then you stop and you talk to everybody, or you buy that Hyundai Kona for the same price and finance it, and it gets less and less value every day.
How about this Lexus GX460?
Yeah.
with the rooftop tent, with the sleeve
and
bumper.
That's different. I mean, it's still, you're losing money after a while, but not nearly as much.
Are you still going to lose? I bet you could put 50,000 miles on that in 2 or 3 years and then sell it for 30,000 again.
We had that discussion with a friend because he's looking to get a Boxster or whatever. And I go, yeah, Boxsters are. We found one that was kind of cool. That was like 10 grand, and I'm like going.
He could track it for 2 years and then sell it for 10 grand.
Yeah, and we're kind of like going. You could, yeah, exactly. You could play with this and then you're just parking your money for a year.
That's all you're doing.
And you're not. It's not like growing money or anything.
No,
but that still is. You're not losing it. So this is a free car.
It's an interest-free savings.
Yeah.
So that's that Riviera. It's close to this Toyota.
In the last probably 10 cars I've owned, I haven't lost any money on any of them.
Knock on wood. You better knock on wood, dude.
Like that's some kind of
you're jinxing yourself there.
Oh, dude, I've said that a million times to a million people. It doesn't matter.
Oh, look, here's another one. A 2020 Infiniti QX50, all-wheel drive, 27.5. And it's black and beautiful.
Just like Halle Berry.
Who's berries?
Okay, this is a lifestyle change, but it's
fucking Ford Ranger.
It's a Quigley off-road conversion Ford F350 for 30 grand.
Was it off-road conversion in Australia?
6-liter Quigley's in
Quigley down under?
No, this is Quigley over in the Midwest.
Sorry, I'm stuck on the Tom Selleck thing.
Oh yeah, you didn't talk about Tom Selleck on the podcast.
No, but we were talking earlier about the Ferrari.
Because we were talking about budget Ferraris too. The 328 Ferrari
GT 250.
Okay, Tom Selleck story. My mom always loved with Tom Selleck. You know, this.
Why is there so much wood, my friend?
There's every conversion because it's a van conversion. That's why it's a lifestyle change. Sorry, we're talking about two different things. But it's a 6-liter diesel with the bulletproofing parts.
Yeah.
And the all-wheel drive conversion, which I think is pretty cool.
Why all-wheel drive? Is that different than the?
It's 4x4.
But he's got selectable hubs.
Yeah, it's a 4x4. It's not all-wheel drive.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Forgive me for being wrong. But
there's a difference. I was just clarifying.
There is. It's a big deal, and everybody knows it.
And it's not really the long one because it has the short second door.
And he's got a portal window like the 70s vans.
So let's put a dragon on the side, yes. And then the guy riding the unicorn Pegasus.
Yeah, and some girl with a sword on the front, the side.
That's topless, right?
Yeah. And then
it has to be all in purple and yellow and gold.
And that magic amulet that I had from the cursed wizard would fit right in with this van.
I thought it was a cursed wizard from the cursed amulet from
the wizard was cursing when I stole the amulet.
My bad. That's why it was a cursed amulet.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. I got magical power. Is the end of the story.
That's the reason what I'm saying here.
Yeah, which it helps me not lose any money on the last 10 automotive transactions.
Because I'm a wizard.
My mom's a big Tom Selleck fan, as most of his moms are, and yeah,
because I saw that Ferrari for sale. That's what sparked this.
And they were living in California, and mom and dad were driving in, I believe, dad's Subaru at the time, and they pulled the stoplight, and sure enough, there is Tom Selleck in a 328 red Ferrari, the target top off, and some blonde in the passenger seat. And Dad said that was the only time he thought that he was going to lose my mother. Because she started screaming, and Dad said that he grabbed her belt to pull her back into the car.
Oh, goodness.
She was leaping out of the window.
Oh, goodness.
Yelling at him. Going, Tom Selleck, like that. And he kind of.
I would love to hear your mom and dad tell this story.
Drove off. So, we'll get mom like a framed picture of Tom Selleck for her birthday and stuff like that. It's just like a running gag.
Right.
Like that story. That happened back in the 80s.
Your future stepdad?
Yeah, peak Magnum PI days.
Right.
And stuff like that too. So it was pretty fun. My dad even had to have a mustache, like Tom Selleck for a while too. Whatever. But that's funny. But that's how me and my sister are here.
Because your dad had a Tom Selleck mustache?
Probably, yeah. Didn't hurt him. Yeah, you can't buy a van conversion without a homemade
wood scenario inside.
paneling. Yeah, convert into a bed, man.
Yeah, even when I worked with contravans.
Contrabands.
Yeah, they converted sprinters and transits into overland vehicles, and everything is wood.
What's the name of the company?
Contra Vans, VAN.
Contra is like, isn't that like cartels and drug running? Isn't that Contra mean?
It's supposed to be like contraband, but it's contravans.
That's so funny.
It is a good wordplay.
That is awesome. So it's intentional.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so that's basically what almost all the things that we would do would look like, and then we'd cover them in speaker carpet or tile or whatever. Yeah, it's amazing.
It's always seems like a good idea, dude. It's just and like.
But we used
thought about it too, like.
But we used nice wood, maple.
Yeah.
And some of it was polyed, so you could see the finish and stuff. So when people are doing that kind of a scenario, it's that's on a budget.
And one thing I love about like RVs and also conversion is just packaging and design and packaging in there. It's like how do you fit a fridge and a bathroom and a sink all in one corner? It's like
in 9 square feet. Yeah,
exactly. It's kind of cool. It's a lot of interesting problem solving.
Yeah.
So how do you make this that way? And is this now a home? And can you do a different tax write-off? What do you do? What's your address? Where to get mail?
So the thing going back to the 27 to 30,000 price range, I think that is all based on your needs as a human being.
Okay.
Some guy who has the 2 kids, the wife, and the likes to go camping and hunting and stuff. He's going to get himself a pickup of some sort, right? If not a large SUV. The guy that works downtown or close to downtown doesn't ever go up I-70 anywhere. He's looking to get 25 to 35 miles per gallon. So he's going to get himself the Corolla or the Civic or something like that. Something conservative, if you ask me. But if you're right now spending $27,000 to $30,000 on a vehicle, you're almost in a comfortable position where you can pick what is comfortable, what is somewhat nice, almost status-like. You're moving up from the $12,000 car to the $30,000 car. You're looking to upgrade, if you will, right?
Yeah. So
if you have the 1998 Forester, you're going to look for the 2020 Forester. You know what I'm saying? You're usually going to stay in the same thing unless you're doing a lifestyle change like your Econoline right there.
Yeah, because you've sold your house, you've been thrown out, the divorce.
Something like that, yeah. Right. And, but if you're going from a 98 Subaru Forester to that Econoline, your life has changed.
Yeah, and you and the rest of your friends have decided the band is finally going to take off.
Yeah, we're getting the band back together, and it's working this time.
Yeah, exactly.
We're recording at the studio.
Then yeah, for sure.
But like my daughter, she went from what was that Ford Focus, 2002 Ford Focus. Okay. That she's $4,500. She bought it, cash money.
45?
Yeah.
2002?
Yeah. That was 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay. Nice.
And she rallied it for 2 years and no problems. All we ever had to do with it was brakes. We put motor mounts in it because they were worn out, of course, but you can buy the 3 motor mounts for $100 on Amazon. No problem. So what she did was she went to Toyota. Mm-hmm. She sold the car for cash. Yeah. Used the cash for the down payment, because they're only going to give you $500 to $1,000 for your Ford.
Plus the tax benefit.
So she sold it for $4,000. Mm-hmm. The Focus cost her $500 to drive that car for 2 years. Yeah. Right. Plus the brakes, plus the motor mounts.
Yeah, and I think that's it.
And she traded it in for a 2022 Corolla.
Yeah. Nice.
Really nice car.
Score.
Yeah.
There's tons of great things you can do for $5,000.
Ow.
And if you just don't need that status or something like that, then you could think of this as a disposable vehicle and you can relax. And maybe you get some classic or something else on the side, something crazy that's a weekend car, a motorcycle, or whatever. Yeah. That's bananas. that, or rare or whatever, or that you can have that. And so when people go, you know, it's a forgettable anonymous Honda CRV that does everything and is wonderful and lets your life function. Then
you don't even have to think about that vehicle.
And hopefully that car is appreciated by you by how much money it's actually saving you. Then you can, versus buying a brand new Hyundai Kona, then
that you have to finance for 7 to 8 years,
and then in a year it's just as the same reaction to the Kona as a 15-year-old CRV is.
Yeah, it's obsolete. It's done.
But it's costing you so much.
Plus your insurance
and full coverage insurance that you have to.
Because
But yeah, just giving yourself $30,000. Would you actually?
Man, there's a BMW 4 Series 2018 for $30,000.
But you would do Toyota FJ Cruiser probably, right?
Man, that's
for $30,000.
The empty canvas. What do you do with the empty canvas? It's so scary.
You could do what's their because you were talking Tacomas off every single minute of your life. But and I get it. I get Tacomas. That there's nothing wrong with a Tacoma. Almost any Tacoma is better than any other truck for longevity.
Yeah.
But
reliability, et cetera, et cetera.
But that
where do you can get so many dozens.
$30,000. I can get a pretty good Raptor.
Yeah, a used one. Yeah.
And that would be really fun.
Oh, goodness sakes, yes. A truck that's from the factory set up to jump for $30,000. Fuck yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay.
Even if it's 5-7 years old, yeah.
Well, then let's go to the next budget.
The next budget would be. Are we just going to go incrementally, or are we just going to go crazy here?
Nobody cares about incrementals. Let's go to $1 million budget. $1 million. I'm on pull up eBay or whatever. I put the low end at $800,000. I put the high end at $1.2 million. And you know what? 32 vehicles available right now on eBay, and they're at the buy it now price is what I put it at, not what they're bidding for. And all of these cars I would like to own, actually. Isn't that a nice surprise? 1960 Mercedes 300 SL, convertible.
Oh yeah.
1.17.
My goodness, dude. That's yeah. I mean,
that's a gorgeous racing car. Let's do that.
I mean, if you get to that wackadoo stage of it, which is somewhat wackadoo.
Okay, there's a few Lamborghinis on here. Lamborghini Aventador, SVJ Roadster. That's nutty,
Yeah.
I don't know. I would love to drive this for an afternoon, but I don't think I would own one, even if I had the cash. Because it's just not me, but it's interesting,
Mm-hmm.
But SVJ has all these extra wings and scoops on it,
and they have a tendency to catch on fire when you try to.
No, they're not too bad. Ferraris.
When you're just doing the revving thing. Oh, the Ferraris, yeah. Sorry,
maybe I don't know, but that's a cool story. If it catches fire, I'm more likely to buy it because I'm like going, well, yeah, it might burn down. It might kill me today. We only live so long, but but I'm a badass. Okay,
right.
It says so on my embroidered jacket that I'm wearing,
doesn't it?
But yeah, I think it SVJ. I don't think so. Let's see, but Ford GTs like 2019. Ooh, there's a carbon fiber pack with that pale white, little bluish Ford GT.
2017 Ford GT Coupe, carbon fiber package.
VIN 007. Yeah. Okay, that goes back to the stuntman jacket that I'd be wearing. But
the matching cap and everything else.
But the carbon fiber wheels, it's got no stripes on it.
It's pretty plain.
That is so gorgeous. That is plain, timeless, more like it is what you're trying to say.
I don't know, dude.
Is the interior a fun color? Let's see. I'm scrolling down. Oh, it's so neat. We were at the Shelby Museum looking at these things. They had 2 of them there. There had 4 of them there. They had,
4 of them, but 2 this year, 2 this style.
yeah,
and then the
they
other
had 3
2.
3 this style, and then 1 2005.
But the one was full race.
It had stickers on it. Oh, this thing has an orange dash, and it's pale blue. Oh, come
It doesn't show anything on the interior. All those shots.
on. There's little things.
It's an orange insert on it. Yeah, that's for.
Okay. Naperville, Illinois. Yeah, I'm buying that one for $1 million. It's right at $939,000. I got enough money for gas to get home, dude.
Okay.
That might be it. I'll keep scrolling, but
That's going to be your choice there. I can't get anything to pull up here.
man, Diablos are $850,000 now. 2001 Lambo Diablo VT.
It is almost 25 years old, bro.
Those things were like $100,000, like not terribly long ago. Oh my gosh!
I'm
A car with Nissan 300ZX headlights, and this is $850,000 for.
Speaking of Nissans,
What do you get?
a 1991 Atlas 150 fire truck.
What the heck is that?
It's a fire truck, bro. It's
know,
a 4-door.
It's definitely something I've never seen.
It's my
before.
next overlanding
It's a
vehicle.
Japanese fire truck.
It's my next overlanding vehicle.
Gee whiz! But that's not $1 million car.
No.
You're on Bring a Trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bring a Trailer is a good place just to cruise around. Have you been part of a sale on Bring a Trailer? Or
No, I was watching that one 4Runner that went for what, 13,000?
yeah, a friend of ours was asking us about a 1985 4Runner, and yeah, we all overbid, at least in our minds.
Guessed about what it would go for, and I thought it was going for twice of what it was,
gorgeous.
what it went
It
for.
was really cool looking, but V6 and everything. Oh, it crashed on you.
Yeah,
Okay.
my battery died.
Oh, your battery died. Okay. 64 Shelby Cobra 289, $985,000.
Authentic?
$985,000. It's, I mean, come on, full specs. It has a CSX number, CSX 2133. Come on, give me the description.
That's it.
That can't be it. Full details right here. Come on, tell me. Was made out of Carroll Shelby's hair. Okay, no, it's okay. Here it is.
Off of his back.
I hate these ads where they give you like the history of the Shelby. It's like, yeah, if I pulled this up, I know the history of the Shelby.
That's why I'm looking to buy one, because I know the history.
Yeah, this one's real.
Oh,
Cobra was built to Shelby, America on 5/20 of 1963.
yeah.
To LA.
Does it have the big?
Oh, that's 289. So it's cool. Supercharged? It's got a supercharger. This was blueprinted. V8 has been replaced with a blueprinted 289. So not the original engine, I guess that means. 4-speed. Wow, yeah, but it seems like it's a real one. So
Does it have the big quarters or the little quarters? 63, they should be little ones.
yeah, they're little.
Oh, look at that.
It's cool. It's got the
I know so much more after going to that museum now.
yeah, I know. Ooh, it's a rare one because the dashboard has not been signed. Because Carroll Shelby signed every one of them except for this one.
It's unautographed.
It's not autographed. Yeah, it's in the typical Shelby blue. It's got like a roll bar that goes through the passenger
It
seat.
seems like it has a lot more stuff than it should.
Well, this is like the road car version, so it's got it's got like the chromed bumpers and stuff.
Yeah.
Not just like those race car like the
Bumperette things.
Bumperette things for the jack to link into. That's a cool car. That looks real.
It does. The thing that, okay, I guess Shelby America ruined it for me because the bumpers are wrong. Everything's wrong.
No, I think this is like a road car.
Yeah, I get it. I'm just saying they're supposed to look like the race cars.
Absolutely.
Not supposed to have those side vent windows. They're not supposed to have the sun visors.
Yeah, real Hella brands on there for the wheels. Yeah, Stuart Warner gauges.
How many?
Gauges have given way to later Stuart Warner units.
How many of those Hillebrand wheels did we see? Dude.
There was a bunch on the walls. It was great. So many. Yeah, this is a rad car. For $1 million. Yeah, that's a place to park it. I don't know about these Diablos. That feels like there's a couple on here for 900 grand, and it feels like that's a of the moment kind of a fad kind of a car. It doesn't seem like a lasting classic, but so okay. So what are you getting with your million?
You know, there's so many ugly, nasty, unique cars that I would probably jump all over, but
okay.
I'm probably going to stick with like an old school 60s Ferrari.
Get the most Ferrari you can for
$1 million, yeah. Which is
tough, like, because I mean, walking through, like, let's say walking through Grand National Roadster Show or whatever, and seeing these cars that
just are delicious,
that I've worked on or that I have no.
Oh yeah,
about, it would be kind of weird to buy it from a guy that I
got paid to work on,
or that yeah, and also that would be from a, let's say it's another rival shop. It'd be tough.
Yeah. You can't buy their product, yeah.
Because I would love to own a Pinky's original shop. Or I don't know if a Kid Dig car would ever go for cheap enough that you could actually own it. What do you think? Is it possible? I mean, there's some stuff that he's built, like some, there's been like some 2008 Chargers on that they've revamped, but that might be a little cheaper. But I don't know if that's worth owning. But you're not going to get.
I'm going to let that one just go.
You're not going to get the stuff that's on the posters and stuff, for $1 million.
Unfortunately, I would never buy a Kindig vehicle. I would never have Kindig do one of my vehicles. I don't care for his style.
Oh, okay. That's just a different style.
Yeah.
But the
Pinkies
stuff like that Invicta that he had, right? Was it Invicta? Yeah. It's so gorgeous.
Blue suede, yeah.
Blue suede. That one, I loved that car that he did. And there's some other really innovative stuff that they do. But yeah, and I know that some of the work that's been done on all these other hot rod shops, and I go, it'd be tough to buy a finished one from somebody else. Maybe.
Although I like you, I could buy a finished Pinky.
Yeah.
Absolutely purchase one of finished Pinky's products.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's other custom shops around the U.S.
I scratched it, and then I had to go back to Eric and go, Eric, I scratched
it.
Car.
Oh my god, dude! Sorry.
It has all the awards on.
Can you fix that for me, Eric? I'm so sorry. I still deserve to own it. I swear.
But going down to like another hot rod shop, and then after I wrecked it, and say, "Okay, Hollywood Hot Rods, fix it for me."
Right.
I'm confident and whatever. Walking in, versus going to Pinkies and
because it's a work of art from Pinkies.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like
you're driving $1 million piece of art down the road.
Hi, boss. Do I have to fix it myself? Because
I know how.
Not that it gets you a warranty or anything, but still, it's pretty funny.
No, but I'm looking at like, for whatever reason, one of the first things that came up on my searches today was the Ferrari GT 250 GT, however you say it. Yeah. That thing is a delicious vehicle. That
replica, that's based on a Datsun 240Z chassis. They built those on, and it was 165,000.
Is that what I was looking at?
You were looking at.
Okay,
well, or the guy doesn't know what he has,
right?
And he's giving you a $50 million discount,
right?
So I'd say let's get it. The guy's a sucker. He's a total sucker, and we got it, dude.
Well, okay, how come
Ferrari Dino?
How come it's only bid to 285? Because isn't that a $3 million car?
There's 7 days left in that auction.
I see.
I don't think that's a $3 million. It's a 6-cylinder car. Those used to be worth hardly anything way back then when, and would compete with early 911s, 911 turbos for the same price and stuff. But
if I'm spending $1 million, that's what I'm going to get is something like that.
That is a Ferrari Dino. It is very curvaceous, very cool looking.
65 330 GT. Come on.
There you go.
Those cars are delicious.
That's a 12-cylinder car.
And they're fun to drive, no matter what motor's in it.
Yeah. You pull that in and put yourself a nice small block Chevy in there. You got a real car.
70 365 GT.
Okay. There's the 80s like square 400i Ferraris. And I love those. And I know that they're all like prone to explosions and fires and everything. And
catastrophic failures,
that thing feels like if you got that now and did do the modern engine swap or whatever.
Oh, goodness.
Then I know it would be sacrilege. I keep the original drivetrain.
You have to.
But
because Ferrari will come and secretly kill you.
But do all that and then kind of have it this like, it's like a great, let me see if I can.
Somewhat reliable with modern train, and it's not going to blow up. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. There's this also 1960 Maserati 3500 GT Spider.
Yeah. Okay.
Come on, dude. I mean, those are the kinds of cars that you're spending $1 million, but it's just delicious.
Yes, that's very classy.
That's what I would spend my $1 million on.
Yeah, with Audrey Hepburn in your passenger.
And Henry Ford in the trunk.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Henry Fonda.
1982 Ferrari 400i 5-speed. Okay, that's
ugly.
It's kind of ugly. I agree. But imagine that with like a modern LT4 and 6-speed Tremec, but also some more neon lights and like a smoke machine, and it so that you have lasers shooting out of this thing, and you go full on cyberpunk with this car, and you have full width sunglasses that that go across
from ear to ear,
yeah, and you have a one piece zip up
polyester suit,
exactly,
with a belt still.
Yeah, that's kind of that chromy kind of looking vinyl.
Yeah. It's corduroy, but vinyl at the same time.
Yeah, but it has some kind of...
And it reflects light.
Reflective, yeah. Exactly.
I love the costume.
If it was like 3 years old, it would crack instead of move. Yeah, but
you can't wash it. Dry clean only.
And then you pull up, smoke machine's going, so it fills up the interior with smoke, and then the doors open and the smoke comes billowing out. Lasers are shooting
everywhere, blinding people randomly,
and and some heavy Duran, and you walk out, and then your nameless helmeted girl comes out, and you walk into the Daft Punk show.
I forgot about the nameless girl coming with you.
Yeah, because you've never seen her face.
Never.
She just showed up in the robot.
All you see is the profiles and rear shots and stuff like that. Her walking a ways. And if she's walking towards you, it's from the waist down. That's those shots you get. You need to put the Grenadier drivetrain in that then.
Oh,
the BMW with
something more exotic.
You put something really nice in it. That's you upgrade it so it's the drivetrain that way. I
just like that was. It seems like such a dated car, and
it is 1982, absolutely.
Yeah, and I understand what it is, but some of the stuff, of the details.
Is that your $1 million car? Is that what you're choosing?
That would cost me $1 million to do what I want to do with it.
I get it. Okay, so it will be in the long run. Purchase price isn't $1 million.
This is not my dream car. I just think it's very cool.
Okay, so what is your $1 million purchase? I mean, I've talked about several of mine.
Auto Creations did that Buick Invicta that won the Grand National Roadster Show last year, and it was a $1 million build. I don't know how much it actually is.
Okay,
if I could buy it for $1 million, I would.
And you're going to just drive it around and let it sit outside, and
I would spend most of my life staring at it,
never driving it.
Oh, just gorgeous, And Thomas Kearney, who we interviewed, had built things for that car, and it was just like that was just amazing. I'm like going, this is better than I could do. And then Pinky's built that Carhartt coupe this year. That was
that
like the last 4 years we built it. And I just adore it, even though, I know all the insides of it being built and all the struggle and everything. And every time I saw it, and I bought magazines with it made me happy every time I saw it. That 34 Ford with the
So with your $1 million car, are you
33 Ford coupe.
are you going to be driving it, or is it what kind of $1 million car
I
are
would
you?
drive it. I would drive everything, and nothing's sacred. Nothing stays in a showroom. You
No.
have to drive everything.
Okay.
It can be repaired.
It just seems like that one isn't as drivable as maybe the 60 Maserati.
Oh yeah, it is. It's usable. These are American parts. You know, relatively get a 331 Cadillac V8 in that car, a coupe again.
Yeah.
But it's but there's.
It's a car that you can daily just jump in, press the start, drive.
We're not shopping for daily drivers, are we? We're shopping for $1 million budget cars. I mean,
well, if I'm buying a car, no matter what it is, no matter how much it costs,
yeah,
I expect to walk out to it, put my key in it, and drive away in it, no matter what.
And with my Ferrari 400i, I would not be able to just turn the key and go, because there's all the suits, all the makeup, all the smoke machine.
You got to get ready.
Calling
Jesus
up
Christ.
the robot girl. Yeah, you're
She's
right.
now AI, I guess.
It's so impractical. Yeah, exactly. She actually is a robot. Yeah, but I mean,
But see, okay, so that's what I was thinking when you asked me that. What car are you going to buy for $1 million?
all these things are dailies.
Not necessarily daily, but nothing that I'm going to have to put anything into. It's
put your own rules on this.
oh, okay, okay.
But
I
I mean,
misunderstood.
I was just saying what's available right now that you could buy for $1 million. This Shelby Cobra original is pretty cool,
Yeah.
but I don't know if the driving experience would be so much different than getting a replica for for $65,000.
How about a 7,000 mile 2006 GT?
That's $500,000, if that.
Yeah, it's only bid to 325.
And you got 9 days left to go.
Yeah.
So 2 of those, is that what you're thinking? Yeah, it's a great car. I highly recommend it. But the new GT, those are $1 million all day long.
And it's completely different. Those are delicious.
But yeah, I would go crazy. I would definitely think about it, pause, and then go nuts.
Yeah, here it is. The 2022 Ford GT Carbon Series.
Yeah.
$1,070,000.
And I love it. I think it's probably one of the best looking American cars ever. And it's a modern era vehicle. The last one sold was probably this week. I don't know.
Right.
And,
Right. So here's a 2006 4,200 mile GT Ford for $400,000.
Yeah.
It sold for $400,000.
Yeah.
So you could get 2 of them for $1 million.
Yeah.
Well, next to it is the 960 mile 2022 Ferrari 812 GTS.
Okay.
It sold for $486,000.
Yeah.
So you could get both of those for your $1 million.
Yeah. You have one that you go to Home Depot with, and the other one you
go to Lowe's.
Go to Lowe's. But yeah, I wonder if you could get like a Goldwing Mercedes for $1 million still.
The original one, there's this black one. What was it?
But you got to get more creative.
It's a 2006 or something. What is that?
I'm not saying this is no longer the practical
Right.
buying stuff.
No.
Oh, you mean like a modern 2014 Black Series SLS.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm saying like 55.
Oh, the original.
Yeah.
Not like the replica the Kindig did.
No, like original. Yeah.
Which is now a fucking $1 million car for some stupid reason.
Maybe $2 million. I got to work on one of them, and they were.
What about the
delicate,
old school Daytona Spiders, Ferraris?
Yeah, that's my dad's dream car.
Those are groovy.
Those are.
What are those? Miami Vice.
Yeah, well, that was a fun story because they had a replica of one of those,
and
Enzo called them up and said, "Get that ugly car
off the show,
and then I'll get you a Testarossa." And they did. They got him a Testarossa, and he said, "But I don't want this car on your show." And I don't know how it was, but the filmmakers agreed, and they blew it up,
on the show.
Episode on the show. And
nice.
It was kind of all part of the agreement.
Right.
We'll get rid of it. Yeah, in great style. And then we have to replace it part of the show. Like, it's not just that Don is going to go down to the Ferrari dealer and say, "Hey, I want to trade in." That's not a fun episode.
No.
Having it exploded a mile high by some drug dealer while they go pick up a Testarossa.
How about a bright yellow 2019 Ford GT?
Oh my gosh, you would find it at a parking lot, but bright yellow. I don't know, man.
Dude, that car is so awesome. It has, I call it the monocoque cockpit.
Careful, children.
Sorry for cursing. Sorry for cursing. But the 97 Diablo, 400,000.
I can't, man. It's amazing. The Diablo's gone up so much.
They're one of the worst looking Lamborghinis, if you ask me.
They're horribly built. Like an early one was in this Apex place. I remember when I went in for a job interview a long time ago or whatever. There was a Diablo in there, and the interior was out, and it ruined my childhood.
Yeah,
because I had the models of the Diablo and stuff, and I was like, I loved the Mazio 1/18 scale, and then I saw a real one, and I'm like going, oh. Dave, well, this is a kit. And he goes, no, it's horrible, so you know it's real.
Yeah.
And I go, oh, no.
Yeah.
It's all this glue everywhere that's just randomly thrown. Like the interior, there's all this like balsa wood kind of stuff. I'm like going,
isn't that crazy?
Oh, no. Yeah.
You don't want to see what's underneath everything, ever.
Yeah. You only want to see a completed Diablo.
Yeah. As with a lot of makes and models, you don't want to see
get the newest one you can afford, but it's cool. I mean, it's definitely a rowdy car. Yeah, it drives nice. It's better than the sum of its parts. Oh, just like the Ferrari F40.
I got it.
Better
than the sum of its parts.
Yeah, nuts and bolts that put it together. Somehow there's a soul imbued into it, and it makes it a better vehicle than
once it's finally together.
Yeah, rather than if you added up all its parts and then put it together.
Would that be like
Corvette would be better than?
Is that like seeing
quality goes?
It's like your grandpa's your hero. But when you see him in the morning without his teeth and without his shirt on, he's like, "That's not my grandpa. That's a different guy." You got to see You got to see the whole package. You can't just see the first thing in the morning.
Yeah. I don't know where you're going, but I'm stopping you right there.
It's a family podcast. You fucking pervert!
Right? You're the one. Let's look up how much is a Gullwing Mercedes. Oh, that'd be an interesting case. Change of subject.
Change of subject. Let's see Grandpa's package.
Oh,
a 1955 Austin Healey sold for $150,000. Is that a replica then?
No, those are that 150 grand. No, that's right, but that's also like got some special race car stuff. BN2.
Oh, it's special and it's still only 150,000. That seems contradictory.
Oh well. Oh, did you think they were supposed to be more expensive?
Yeah.
Oh, no. That's a expensive. That's a nice one. I think that's about the top of the market on those.
These crazy cool 60s and 70s cars are the ones that I would probably
that's one of the only that Austin Healey was one of the only old British cars that actually fit into. They're really cool, but they're a little heavy.
Dude, a 32 5-window highboy went for $250,000.
Yeah, all the Gullwing market. I mean, look at these. Some of these are 2.5 million. I imagine that might be an aluminum bodied one, but 1.5 million, 1.6 million. These used to be $500,000. You know, like only 10 years ago. But
3-4 million.
Yeah, some of these must have race history or something special attached to them. But like the Pope died in it or something. But these are all 1.5. Well, yeah, these are $2 million ones. I remember. Yeah, the one that I worked on is like set the $2 million record. Got pictures of it in my phone. But it was a Barrett Jackson car, and it set the record for it, and because it had like 4,000 miles on it.
Oh,
and it was like one of the most original ones at the time. It was silver with a red interior. It was like everything you wanted out of a Mercedes, a 55 Mercedes Gullwing. And yeah, won it at Barrett Jackson for $2 million. And it was gorgeous. It was absolutely gorgeous. And I got in trouble working at the Mercedes dealer because I spent too much time just hanging around it.
Oh yeah.
like one of those reasons they go, you got to move on. I go, this is special. I want to see it. Let me just touch it more, please. You know, we only fixed like an oil leak in it or whatever and sent it on its way. But we got to keep it for like 2 days, 2 or 3 days.
And you spent 16 hours on it.
Yeah, and I spent way too much time just drooling on it. I think they go, there's more fluid on the floor. No, that's drool from sugar.
That's sugar.
Yeah.
He's having an
Anyway.
episode.
Okay, well, this is all sound consumer advice. I think people can take this away and really make some good decisions.
Yeah. So if you have $1 million budget, get yourself a 60s to 70s Ferrari.
Yeah,
That's my take
smart.
on it.
Yeah, and I think that look, a Heritage Edition Ford GT from 2020,
Yeah.
2022. Okay, yeah, the Ford GTs. That's a good one. And
Ford GTs, Ferraris.
oh, I'm wrong. Okay, I want that one. 78 Ferrari 512 BB.
Big block?
BB for Bridget Bardot. They nicknamed it.
No. Okay.
Oh yeah, look it up. It's so good. That's a great car too.
A 36 Bugatti Type 57.
Jiminy.
Wow. Sold for 176,000, and it's
Yeah, there's too many good cars. If you're in the $1 million budget, really,
there's so much to choose from.
lightweight
Jaguar E-Type.
E-types.
Oh, it's a recreation.
Still, okay. Too much and too cool.
Mario Andretti, Cosworth. That's only 200,000.
It's a steal. It's a steal.
So you could buy the truck and the trailer to bring it home too.
Okay, we'll have to do a $200,000 budget show. But yeah, this is good. All right, thanks guys for listening.
Let us know what you purchased for 5,000.
Like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Buy a RAV4, not a Subaru.